What's up, Midwest Conference fans? I'm Paityn Tabor here on Midwest Conference Media Day, and I'm here with Beloit defensive back Gavin Thorpe. Gavin, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so the first question I have for you, I'm just kind of curious, what are your personal expectations for the upcoming season?
For me personally, I got nominated for some awards last season, so I want to continue that and maybe shoot for an All-American this season.
That would be awesome. That's definitely a good goal to shoot for. My next question to you, what trait do you believe makes for a great Division III football player?
Confidence.
Confidence, why?
Confidence and maybe to work hard, because if you're out there playing and you're playing like tedious and scary and you don't really want to do too much because you're scared of messing up, and it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So I feel like if you're just confident and you just go out there just balls to walls and you just play as hard as you can, that's a good trait to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you do make a mistake, at least you're making that mistake going 100 miles an hour, right? Right. Tell me a little bit about your team. What's the dynamic like in the locker room?
Definitely like brotherhood. I can say we came more together from my freshman year till now. We definitely grown together. I feel like it's like a family.
Yeah. That's awesome. So kind of going off that, to you, what's your favorite part of being a Buccaneer?
Definitely in the locker room practice. We just playing around and like listening to music, acting a fool. And then we do like a lot of like stuff outside of football. So like we'll do like team events or like we'll get together like on our own without the coaches saying anything. It's just that like connectness. Is that a word? Connectness?
It works.
Just how close we are. I like that. I love that.
That's awesome. Kind of, I guess, going off that a little bit, what's your favorite part of being a student athlete at Beloit?
Student athlete? I'd say like being able to be recognized as both. So if I do something good on the field, I get recognized for that. Then also when I do something good academically, it's like a both double-edged. Yeah.
Who do you believe is the best leader on your team and why?
Best leader? I'd say Schaefer's growing into himself right now. I feel like he's gonna step it up and become a better person. Yeah, 100%.
What have you been able to learn from him throughout your career?
Just to be able to stay poised and just be calm when the storm's going on. Be able to stay level-headed. Definitely, yeah.
That's awesome. Kind of just a curious question that I had. What's your favorite away stadium to play in?
Away? That's a good one. I think Grinnell's like IC was good too. Those two.
Okay.
Grinnell,
yeah.
It was just super far though.
Yeah, long bus ride for sure. Speaking of long trips, so you're from Miami. I'm curious, how did you come across Beloit?
They reached out to me. They came and got me from my high school. Coach Langhoff came down, took a trip. We met face to face, and like I loved what he was talking about, and I signed the papers.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're brave to go from such warm weather up to Wisconsin.
It was a big difference, but I'm glad I did it though. Opening experience.
That kind of leads me into my next question for you, because I'm sort of curious. It is such a big difference. What's been the biggest transition for you that you've had to make?
100% without a doubt the weather. I went from 90 degree summer days to like 6 degrees in the season while we're playing football. Like totally different.
Yeah, I bet. Did you even have a winter jacket before you moved there?
Did not. I was like, bring a couple sweaters, I'll be good. No, you need a coat.
What do you think is the biggest area that your team's improved since your freshman year?
for me, I can say from the defense, like the ability, our ability to like recognize differences in like formations and know what the play is and do our job on the play every time. I feel like that's like been the biggest step forward.
Awesome. I already asked you about your personal expectations for the season, but I'm kind of curious, what are your expectations that you have for your team as a whole this season?
I mean, definitely win more games. I feel like we're going to get over the hump this season with all the work we've been putting in and the chemistry we've been able to make. I feel like definitely win more games.
Yeah. With 6 interceptions last season, do you feel that teams are going to try to avoid throwing to you this season?
I mean, I always got to stay ready, so I feel like they're coming to me every play. So
I think that's a good mentality to have.
Yeah.
If that does happen, and they don't throw as much your way, how else are you going to plan to make an impact on the field?
Being a leader, calling out what I see, echo calls, fitting them around when I have to, ball in the air, making calls, do everything I can, everything. It just because the ball ain't coming to me, it's still football being played. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just kind of curious, who's the wide receiver in the conference that sort of gives you the most problems when you face them?
I don't really remember anyone's names. I'm not gonna lie.
That's all right. Or even just more broadly, are there any offenses that give you trouble?
I mean, Oxford's like a wing T or something like that, with double wing or whatever. That's kind of complicated to like deal with, but it's not like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I think, runs like the normal trips and doubles and all that. So.
Yeah. My last question that I have for you, Gavin, at the end of the season, what do you think will define Beloit's success?
How we were able to combat adversity. If we were able to deal with it the right ways when it comes, I feel like that would be a factor that would be important to look over at the end of the season.
Absolutely. I feel like that's definitely a great measure for, how far you guys have came throughout the season. Thanks so much for meeting with me today, Gavin. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. That's all I had for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.